Okay. Well, folks, it is Wednesday. It's October something. I don't remember. What day is it?
7th.
October 7th. So there we go. And it is Wednesday. Now, today, we are not in the classroom. We are in the break room. And that is because the rest of the building has been taken over by aliens, and we have to hide in here. And these aliens happen to be, shall we say, what is the term I want to use? Oh, makeup artists. There's a bunch of makeup artists here doing classy stuff things, and they've kind of got the rest of the building. So we're in here. All right, now, what we're gonna do today, I'm going to do something practical because one of them asked me to, and I'm going to use this practical thing to kind of illustrate one of the many things that you could conceivably do wrong if you was messing around today with urethane plastic. I may be confusing some people out there, namely the guy behind the camera, because I said I was going to do silicone, but I lied. I changed my mind. We're going to do a mistake that people can make with urethane plastic. And I'm going to demonstrate it. Not only am I going to demonstrate it, but I'm also going to demonstrate how you can avoid this problem. So here we go. All right, first off, inside here, I made me a little silicone mold. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay. The silicone mold that I have made is of the bottom of an Iwata airbrush thingy-dingy, whatever you want to call it. The cup, that's the word I want to use, the cup. So without any further ado, there we go, I pulled it out. See, nothing special. But what this represents, ladies and germs, is that if you need to have a place to hold your cups, okay, now we can do it. Here's the problem, I only got one, and we need more. So this is a classic example of how you can use a plastic, which we're going to use today, to make more of these here things. So I'm going to be making some more of these, and at the same time demonstrate to you how to mess them up. How's that? Doesn't get any better than this, does it? So anyway, okay, I want a cup. Whoever it was put some blue goo on the bottom of this thing. That's clay. See the clay? Okay. And all I did there was I filled in, here I will show you because I can. I filled in a, for lack of a better term there, a divot, okay? Because that wasn't important. Not only was it not important, but it was kind of a hindrance. So all I did was just fill it in with some clay so that I wouldn't have to deal with it. There you go. Boom, 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 done, mostly. I'll make it pretty for her before I give it back, I promise. All right, so little mold, okay? Now, you've heard me say this many times, I'm going to say it again. Before and after, okay? This is what the stick looks like out of the box. This is what it looks like when I get done with it. Why? Because I want to square a corner, because I want to dig into corners of cup, right? Dig into corners of cup. That's what I want to do. Silly, but helpful. All right. This, by the way, is water. That's all it is. Just water. Didn't do anything funky. Just water. By the way, there's two cameras. One here, one there. Ian's standing over here, so I'm looking at that camera, and I probably should be looking at whatever. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make just a little tiny bit of this stuff. This was B, I think. No, it wasn't A. I don't remember. At any rate, it's one of them. This is the other one. Now we go. Is that right? Yeah, it's about right. Good enough. Now, since we're on a roll, I'm going to do the same thing again. Because that's how I'm going to show you how this stuff blows up. All right, here's the second cup. Swami, Swami. There we go. That looks about right. Those of you who have taken classes with me know that I insist that you get it right. Now you know the truth. Okay, so this is our experimental batch. Okay, and again, this is water. I'm going to put just a little tiny bit of water in that side. There we go. just a little bit. Now I'm going to set this cup over here so that I don't confuse myself later. All right, and I'm going to put this stick over here, and I'm going to grab this stick. All right, here we go. Boom. Glug, 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 glug. It's like making a martini. Maybe not. Stir, 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 stir. Right? Okay. Now, the purpose of this is real simple. We just need copies. Okay? I'm going to make a whole bunch of these little things. Actually, I didn't need to do that. I'll save that for the next batch. Okay, I went ahead and put some water in this side. Okay? And now, if you can see into that, just kind of have that thing going. See, I already put water in that side, didn't I? I did. I did. Some of this will edit out, I imagine. I hope.
I'm editing out the stuff about the bathroom for sure.
Okay. What I did was I replaced the portion of the B side that had water with B side that does not have water, because I did not realize how little I was going to need to make one of those little parts. So, okay, we've got some water in here in a larger mass. We don't have any water in here, but it's the same stuff. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to let this cure. And what you're going to see as a result of us putting water in there is what happens when you put water in. Okay? That's the important lesson from this thing, is to see with your own little eyeballs what the result is when you have water contamination in urethane. Okay? So, the reaction's actually started. Can you see inside this cup?
Oh, you got tilted.
Look at what it's doing.
You'll need to bring it up to the camera.
You see what it's doing?
The light's just kind of bouncing off a bit, so might want to explain a little bit.
Well, it's foaming up, what it's doing. It's basically foaming up like absolute crazy. Can you see that now?
Yeah, you can start to see it.
Okay. So, that's what happens. It gets all foamy. Now, the lesson learned here, if you want to play chemist, by the way, there's a lot of goo in here, is that back in the old days, when we didn't know any better, and we wanted to make urethane foam, we would make urethane foam using this stuff called Freon. And the systems were referred to simply as Freon-blown foam. Now, what happens is, as you probably know, is when you mix these urethane things together, it creates heat. Okay? The fancy word for that, as we know, is exotherm. Well, what happened in the old days when you had Freon in the system is that when that thing heated up, the Freon would heat up, and what does Freon do when it heats up? It expands. It expands a lot. Ergo, it makes foam. That's how it works. Okay? Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending upon which side of the political spectrum you happen to be on, that became a bad idea. Something about the ozone layer, I don't know, but just the same, it was determined that that was not necessarily a good thing to do. So they stopped doing that, and they had to find other ways to make foam. Now, okay, next quick question. Water boils at what temperature? As I recall, it is 212 degrees Fahrenheit at sea level, or thereabouts. So if we have an exothermic reaction that goes over 212 degrees, guess what's going to happen? We're going to convert that water into a vapor. Well, isn't that special? Well, guess what? That's how we do it now. That's how we make foam. So effectively, what I've done here is I have recreated a foam formula. The only difference is I didn't do it very scientifically, okay? Basically, I just threw some water in there. So the end result is it did foam, but it's not controlled, okay? I don't know how much it's going to foam. I don't know whether it's going to be stable. I've seen it happen kind of like cake batter, where you put the stuff in there, it foams up, and then it just falls. Okay? So, moral of the story is that, yeah, you can fake foam this way, but you can't really make foam this way. All you can really do is ensure that you're going to screw up your part. Okay? Now, remember, same material, I just poured it in the real mold as opposed to the fake mold. That's what it was supposed to look like. See? Muy pretty. Well, yeah. Didn't do any goofy things at all. Not at all. Alright, so, how can we avoid this? First of all, don't put water in your urethane. That would be one good way. Alright? But, if you're in a situation where you know you got a problem with water, and now you've got to choose what urethane product you're going to use, you can still beat the system, okay? And the way you beat the system is you grab the stupid fast stuff, okay? You grab this stuff called Smoothcast 300Q, okay? This is the important side. We've had this one a while, but it doesn't matter. It will still work just fine. Okay, Smoothcast 300Q. Q stands for quick, or stupid fast, depending upon your version of English. Alright, so what I'm going to do is exactly the same thing that I did the first time. Okay? Okay. Only I'm going to switch B sides, and I'm pretty sure I got this right. Yeah, the A sides are interchangeable, the B sides are different. So I now have a little tiny bit of 300Q, and over here I have a little tiny bit, hopefully it's the same. Yeah, it's not. I just won't pour as much out. Of the water-infected A side. Now what we're going to find out is whether or not the speed of the reaction changes how bad this stuff foams up. Okay? This is what we're going to learn. So here we go. Once again, let me make sure I got this right. Can you see me? Yeah. Okay. So there's a little bit more B side than A side. So here we go. We're learning together. Oh, looky here. I got it on my finger now. Oh my. Okay. So, can you see inside that cup? Sort of, kind of, a little bit? Well, you can now. Looky here. I got extra hands. Look at this. See what I'm doing? Isn't this great? So while Ian is doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and take this thing out. Okay, there. I have made a base. It is done. Now, if I'm good, I'll drop this guy back in here. I think that'll work. Good. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and make up another one real quick. Ultimately, if I can make 4 or 5 of these little things, what's going to happen is that I can make a whole row, right? Then I can remold the whole row in the silicone, and I will have, for again, one of these wonderful makeup people, I will have a little tray made out of silicone rubber that these folks can set their little pot things in. Okay? And the cool thing about the Iwatas, and I have to admit this is pretty cool, is that, see, there's no hole in the bottom, right? So that means that you could actually put stuff in it, set it down, more or less, and it's not going to go anywhere. We don't even sell Iwata, and I think that's pretty cool. So, okay. So I'm just going to fill up another one. Yeah, that'll do. Now, once again, I have extra. Want to see the whole water trick thing again? Which one was the water? I don't remember. This was the water. There, we'll add even more. It was fun the first time. Imagine what it'll be like the second time. I wonder. Did I do what I think I did? I'll bet you I did. It's a good thing this isn't live. I'm going to redo that sequence. I think I grabbed the wrong cup. So I'm going to take some 300Q B-side. The A's are usually common with this stuff, so I'm just going to worry about the B-side. Okay. I'm going to blend that with some straight 300 A-side. Okay. And I am going to put a little tiny bit of water in the B-side first. Okay, just to simulate the problem that we had created for ourselves earlier. And I'm just going to eyeball this one. Close enough. Okay. That should do it. Now, there's another batch of the straight 300 stuff with water, and it's foaming up again, just like it did the first time, thus proving it was not a fluke. Okay. Now, this is the 300Q, which again, Q stands for stupid fast. And what we're going to learn here is whether or not the speed of the material changes how much it foams up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it won't foam up. What I want to know is if it's going to foam up as much. Okay? Now, it is starting to go crazy. Okay? But the question is it going to go as crazy? I think the answer is yeah, it did. Oh yeah. Oh, that one's fun. Look at that. Okay. So even the speeded up version of the 300, when you put water in the material, it's still going to screw it up. Okay? So don't do that. Now what I will tell you though is that if you don't put water in the material, what you can do with 300Q that you cannot do with the plain old-fashioned boring 300 is you can pour it in an alginate mold and it'll work. Okay? And the reason why it works is that it is so fast it doesn't even have time to react to the moisture. Okay? So, that's what we learned. We learned that water in the material, still bad news bears. But I know from previous experience that you can pour 300Q in alginate and it's fine. So as long as it's not in the mix, you're going to be alright. So we have number 2 of the ever-famous Iwata cup holder. Kind of looks like a teacup. It's very cute, see? We have number 2 cooking. Alright? Once it's done cooking, then we'll pop it out. We'll try to make a whole series of these things. We'll have like 5 or 6 of them. And I will re-pour the mold, and it'll all look, before I pour the silicone, it'll look like that. So we'll flip them all over and go beep, 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 make a little box, and away we go. Can you see that? See? And all it is the bottom of this. That's all it is. Okay? Okay, so that's the informative part. No, don't do it! No! Put it away. Good boy. Alright, that's the informative part of our this week's chemical stir fry. Need to let you know that Saturday at 10 o'clock, Sam's going to do, not Sam, Let me do this again. Saturday at 10 o'clock, Matt Green is going to do face casting. Okay. There's still some slots available for that. Saturday afternoon, I know for a fact that we're going to tinker with airbrushes. Okay. So it's not going to be an official class, but we're going to be just demoing, taking apart, putting back together again, spraying, whatever, different kinds of airbrushes. All right. And that's a precursor to the following week where we're going to do some fairly serious airbrush work with Cynthia online. She'll be here doing a workshop on Friday and Saturday. So we're kind of getting ready. You know, it would be nice if we know what we're talking about with the old airbrush thing. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Halloween is coming up. If you got stuff you're going to need, I strongly encourage you to buy it sooner rather than later, because you know Halloween is coming up and you and everybody else are going to probably want something. We don't want to run out. At least we don't want to run out when you buy. That would be you. That would be bad. So think about what you're going to need. Try to get it taken care of earlier rather than later. I guess the only other thing to really say is that we're adding stuff here all the time. And if there's anything in particular that you would like for us to carry, please let us know. Okay? And we'll do everything we can to get it in here if it's humanly possible. That's all I got to say, folks. Thanks so much. Have a good week. Bye-bye.